Hello amigos, ¿cómo están? My name is Dan and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking all about Chivas, and it's finally done. Jonathan Perez has officially signed for Chivas from Nashville in MLS. Another Mexican American, definitely direction we're going in now, where we're going into the Mexican American market in the MLS and in the US alone, and it's working out so far for us. Obviously, the last couple of signings we've had, Efrain Alvarez and obviously Brian Gutierrez as well, have been absolutely really good for us. Obviously, Kate Cal kind of hit and miss. But in overall, I think it's been a really good direction for us. And Jonathan Perez is officially a new Chivas player, and definitely another one in that kind of vein of that kind of direction. So let's get into it. Obviously, I know Jonathan Perez a little bit. I knew him when he was back in obviously LA Galaxy. Obviously, he played a long time ago with Efrain Alvarez in that LA Galaxy team, and yeah, obviously I know him a little bit, but obviously I haven't seen too much of him. Obviously I never really watched much LA Galaxy games, although I did watch one at the BMO in LA when they played LAFC, and obviously LAFC won that game. But he obviously wasn't involved in that game if my memory serves. But then obviously he's only recently just gone a loan and then a permanent move to Nashville, and that's the team we signed him from. Nashville made really good money on him, to be fair. They loaned him out and then they got him on a free. I don't think they got him on a free. I think they ended up buying him for a couple of $100,000, if I'm not mistaken. Only, I think, August time, if I remember rightly, only about a few months ago, definitely last year. And then obviously we've gone and signed him for their club record deal, which I think goes up towards 3 million USD, which is not an insignificant amount. Even for Chivas, it's not an insignificant amount. Obviously, it's been definite that he's going to go into the first team. It's not a Tabatio move like a couple of other moves we've made this off season, shall I say. He's definitely for the first team. Now, having said that, he's not going to walk into the first 11. He's going to be starting off the bench for a while and earning his spot in that first 11, because the first 11 at the moment is doing brilliantly. And yeah, obviously, I've been looking at him on transfer market, just a little bit more information on him. Obviously, he's a main left winger. He play on the right and play number 10 as well. Pretty cool, versatile, a bit like Efrain Alvarez, Piojo a little bit. All of our really main players, apart from maybe Hormiga, who's a now striker in my opinion. All of our front three can kind of interchange and change positions, change wings and stuff, and I think he is a bit more added to that. So yeah, I mean, this goes into what position he's going to play. Obviously, main position is left winger, but I feel like he can compete with Piojo. I think Piojo needs somebody out on that right hand side. Obviously, the players that we do have, obviously Hugo Cambreros and Padilla, are not. I don't think Melito quite rates them as highly as Piojo on that right hand side. So I feel like maybe I've got a funny feeling he's going to come in to challenge Piojo on that right hand side. But again, Efrain Alvarez, is he an out and out left winger? He likes to cut in a bit. He's more of a central attacking player in my opinion, Efra. So maybe he does come out. I've got a feeling that he comes into the right hand side, but he can cover Efrain as well on the left hand side, which is brilliant. I think it's his versatility on that whole either wing in that area that I think is the main reason we've gone out. Not only gone out for him, but spent a decent amount of money. 3 million USD is not an insignificant amount, like I said, even for Chivas. So yeah, I mean, brilliant. 23 years old. Obviously, he's played a couple of games for the US men's national team, or the youth system, I think the U16. But majority he's chosen to play for Mexico. I don't think he's made the final switch yet or the final decision. Pretty sure he doesn't. He hasn't made a senior men's appearance for Mexico. So I feel like that question is still up in the air at the moment. It looks heavily like that he's gonna be choosing Mexico if he has to choose a national team. So it's one to watch out for. Obviously he's 23. He's super young. Obviously from California, which is cool. Kind of similar vein to Efrain Alvarez. Great. And obviously it's yet another boyhood Chivas fan. Similar to Arsenal, we keep signing players that are massively Arsenal fans from when they were kids. There's loads of pictures of him wearing the Chivas jersey, which is awesome with his family. Obviously, his family was included in the the announcement video that Chivas put out. And it's again a bit like Efrain Alvarez. You got to compare them. Obviously, Gutierrez as well. Brian Gutierrez, massive Chivas fans, even though they grew up and in some cases were born in the US. Their family is still massive Chivas fans, and it doesn't get more Mexico than that, in my opinion. And yeah, ahead of the Clasico, Super Clasico, Clasico Nacional against America. It's a really decent signing to make. It adds to our attacking threat. Um, we do score a lot of goals, which is great. We concede a lot of goals. I feel like defensively, centre back wise, we should have made another signing, in my humble opinion. But attacking wise, we are really good now. And yeah, hopefully Perez comes in, hits the ground running. It'll be the first time playing in Mexico, so it's probably a little bit of a culture shock for him, a little bit. But having said that, growing up in California, he's definitely immersed in the Mexican culture. As I said, I don't think he walks into the first 11. Who do you take out? Do you take Piojo out? Maybe. Piojo, for me, still hasn't done enough. He scored a goal, I think. I think he's got one goal. But for me, it's all about Efrain Alvarez, Brian Gutierrez, Hormiga, and players like that. I feel like Piojo is lagging behind a little bit. I just got a funny feeling that Milito is going to try Perez out on that right hand wing, and maybe Piojo for the first time in a little while has real competition on that side, and that forces him either to improve and do really well and start contribute to the team a little bit more, or maybe we move him on in the summer. Maybe he, along with Pulido and Eric Gutierrez, who we still haven't gotten rid of yet. And look, Guti, I think, can be used. I think with Romo out for a few weeks, I think Gutierrez can come in and fill a spot. But it looks like time's over for Pulido, and I feel like he's going to be in the under 23s for pretty much the next 6 months. So maybe Piojo follows him out the door. I mean, for me, this is it for Piojo. He needs to perform this tournament. Efrain Alvarez and Brian Gutierrez, even Cotaro and Richie Ledesma all outperforming him. And Ledesma especially, because he's on that right-hand side as well. If you're Piojo, who's an established Mexican international, and you're being outplayed by these kids essentially, it's worrying for him. So he either needs to step up or move aside, in my opinion, and maybe, just maybe, Perez is the guy that can come in and kind of really push Piojo, because I feel like, I think Efrain's got that kind of left hand spot sorted. I think our left hand side's relatively alright. Having said that, it'll be nice to have Perez come out on that left hand side as and when it's needed. But the money we spent on him, obviously, I think Perez is going to be in the first 11 sooner rather than later. And Piojo, I think for me, is the one attacker that needs to be worried about this one. We've definitely gone into a younger route, a Mexican American route, and we've let go of players that are established Chivas players, and we're letting them go now. And this is definitely a clear out, something that the Mexican national team hasn't quite done as much, in my opinion. But Chivas are definitely clearing out some older players and bringing in some newer players in, and we're definitely going in a good route. I love this Mexican American route. Some people don't like it. Some people think it's not Mexican enough. I like it. And, it's cheaper. I mean, 3 million USDs is not cheap, but still it's cheaper than we would have had buy him from a Tigres or Club America or Pachuca or anyone really in Liga MX. We've been screwed over so much in the league that it's nice to have an outlet that we can go into, and it's a win-win. Nashville just got on their club record deal for a player that they've had for 6 months, and they got essentially for nothing. They monetarily wise, Nashville awesome. He's winning because obviously he's going to his boyhood club. Obviously he probably pushed for this move, and it's a win-win for everyone. It's not like Chivas are going for the cheap option, everyone else is getting screwed. Like the players got his dream job, dream move, and Nashville got a really, really good monetary return as well. And I think if Perez does brilliantly, we send him to Europe, then Nashville will get another cut out of that. I'm not quite sure what their cut is, but they've got a sell-on clause in there. So Nashville could do really well, and it's a lesson. I mean, obviously, Herc obviously came out with that kind of rage bait about MLS selling their Mexican American players easier than Liga MX. As well, yeah. It's a difficult conversation. That's a video in itself, really, in my opinion. But the main reason is that Mexican players are more valuable in Mexico than they are in the US. US teams, Nashville can afford to sell Perez, get a massive profit on him, because They don't have a Mexican only rule. They don't have a Mexican, youth rule where they have to play a load of Mexican players under the age of 22 or whatever. So there's a massive difference in leagues, and obviously most of the MLS players have European passports, which makes it easier. It's why K Cal I think can move because he's got a Spanish passport apparently, or he can easily get one if memory serves. I think his mum's Spanish, so that's another thing. You can't compare MLS and Liga MX to selling players. And for me, MLS can sell 100 players to Europe and they still won't, match Hugo Sanchez going to Spain, Chicharito going to Man United when Man United were actually relevant and the biggest team in the world, and other massive moves like Rafa Marquez going to Monaco. You can't compare. And then obviously playing Madrid. MLS can't compare. I think the closest they can. I mean, even Pulisic, who's their best ever player in my opinion, even though he's a massive monumental douche, he's still their best player, and he's never played in MLS. He was already in Europe, so. Yeah, so anyway, that's my little sidetrack. But I like this deal, to be honest with you. It adds to our attack. Our attack's already potent. Our attack's the one area of the team I think at the moment that's brilliant and didn't necessarily need any work, but I feel like Milito's looking at Efra thinking he could use cover on that left hand side, but he's also looking at Piojo. For me, like I said, Piojo is the main focus of this move. I feel like Perez will see Perez on the right hand side. I could be wrong. Yeah, we could play Perez at number 10 maybe, or even as a striker. Although I don't think he can play as a striker. But yeah, we've got him for a few more years now. I think 3-year deal, which is awesome. And yeah, hopefully he adds something to the team, and then we continue. We've got a massive test against America at the weekend. That's a huge game, and obviously a couple more huge games after that. But let me know what you think about the Perez deal. I quite like him. I liked him when he was at Galaxy. I thought he was a decent player. I think he's a decent MLS player. But it's a step up for him now. He needs to really step up, and he's because Chivas are the best team in the Liga MX at the moment as well. He has to step it up like twice, 2 or 3 times. Because it's not going to be easy getting his team and staying in there. But yeah, he's got a lot to prove. But I think Milito is doing really well developing these players, and it'll be interesting to see. It'll be really exciting to see him play. Actually, hopefully we get to see him come off the bench in America and hopefully contribute decently. And I really like it. I like the fact that we're going the Mexican American route. I think we needed to branch out. Some Chivas fans wanted to stay in the Mexican only rule, blah blah blah, in Mexico, Liga MX or whatever. And I got a couple of Chivas mates that wanted to have the rule completely gone, start signing outright foreigners. And this is a good middle way, in my opinion. Mexican heritage, I mean, you can't be a boyhood Chivas fan if you're not Mexican, in my opinion. That's my humble opinion, but let me know what you thought about the move. Let me know what you think what Chivas can do against America. Where would you play Perez as well? And I really like this move. So massive 10 stars for me or whatever, A plus or whatever you want to rate it as. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll probably be back early next week to do the Club America video, probably Monday. So take it easy guys, have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.